Hi soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're doing how to remove obstacles in your relationship or your connection with someone that is ruining your happiness and your peace. And to do this special reading, we will be picking 3 piles together. So for pile number 1, I see 1 and 2 coming out, and I see this one as 3. Let's see what they are. So for pile number 1, we have the Queen. For pile number 2, we have the Ocean. And for pile number 3, we have the Destroyer. If you like to pick with crystals, let me add these in right away. There we go. For pile number 1, we have the beautiful cherry quartz. For pile number 2, we have the yellow Aventurine. And for pile number 3, we have the Dalmatian Jasper. So, take a look at which one of these 3 piles you're the most drawn to. And that is probably the pile for you here today. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, then perhaps there are more messages for you to learn about and to know about from your spirit guides. And so when your intuition kicks in and you feel like, I kind of feel drawn to this and this pile as well, trust it, because it will always guide you to the right readings. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your readings. Hey soul family, if you like the card picking process and the shuffling as much as I do, I've left this specific section just for you so that we can enjoy it together. And if you're interested also in any of the decks that I use, you want to know its name or anything about them, I always list them down in the description box. Okay, so now let's first start with our Oracle decks. And let's shuffle with intention for our 3 piles. So may we kindly know, how can the 3 piles today remove obstacles in their current relationship or connection that is ruining their happiness and peace? How can they remove these obstacles in their relationships that is ruining their happiness and their peace? Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's move on to our next deck. Okay, let's make sure that we have space for the decks. All right. And we also want to move these up so we have that space. Wonderful. Okay, so let's get into our next deck. May we kindly know, please, how can the 3 piles remove obstacles in their connection or relationship that is ruining their happiness and their peace, please? You. Okay, now let's take our tarot cards. I will be using one card, two cards, and one card from this deck. Okay, so that's the only deck that we're taking two cards from. So can we kindly get more information, please, on how our three piles can remove obstacles in their relationships or in their connection that is ruining their happiness and peace, please. Thank you. 1, 1, and 1. Oh, these came out too. How interesting. Okay. I guess then I'll add just one of these here. So, can we kindly get information on how the three piles can remove obstacles in their relationship that is ruining their happiness and peace? Thank you. 1, 1, and 1. Oops. 2 and 2. Wonderful. Okay. Now on to our next deck. Let's get one card from here. How can the three piles remove obstacles in their relationship or their connection that is ruining their happiness and their peace? So 1, 1, and 1. Okay. On to our last tarot deck. Ooh. Whoa, okay, no, we will shuffle again because these were revealed. So, how to remove obstacles in their relationship or connection that is ruining their happiness and peace, please. How can they remove the obstacles in their relationship? Okay. And connection that is ruining their happiness and peace, please. Thank you. So 1, 2. Well, these want to come out together. Third pile has an extra card. Okay, I believe we're now ready. Let's now tidy them up together. So we'll take this one. Okay. The cards have different sizes today. Let's add our main card on the top. So the first pile is ready. There we go. And let's pick out the cherry quartz, the crystal for this pile. Right. Now on to our next pile. Different sizes today, but it's coming out pretty smoothly, tidying them up together. We didn't really suffer today. Okay, so that's the second one, and that is the main card. Let's tuck it in with them neatly. There we go. Second pile is ready with the yellow Aventurine. And the third pile is also ready. There we go. Let's add the main card at the top. There we go. And let's add the crystal to the third pile. Wow, I guess we are now ready. And guys, thank you for sticking around. I always love this time that we spend together shuffling and picking the cards. Such an enjoyable time. I hope you've enjoyed it too. And let's get into your reading. Hi, pile number 1. So you have chosen the beautiful cherry quartz as well as the queen. So let's take a look at your cards and find out what kind of obstacles you may want to remove so that you can have a better relationship with this person and remove the causes for this unhappiness and create peace. So these are your oracle cards. That's how your oracle card looks like. And you have Mercury in Libra with influence. How interesting. Okay. Now let's take a look at your tarot cards. So you have the 10 of Wands. It's taking a toll on you here. You have the Wheel of Fortune. You have the Tower. Okay. You have the Two of Wands. And you have the Knight of Swords. Right. Let's look closely into your cards, pile number 1. It's interesting how you've chosen the cherry quartz, or that the cherry quartz is part of your reading. You have a little cherry here, and you have cherries surrounding this figure. What a coincidence. Let me take a look at the symbolism of cherry. I'm not quite sure. Hold on. Oh yes, I'm so happy I checked. How did I miss that? With the cherries. Every cherry tree in Japan thought to have a story on its own. The sakura. Sakura yayo ino sora wa. This song is hitting my head now. Anyways, I'll think about why it hit my head. Obviously, because of the sakura. But the cherries are symbols of new beginnings, revival, a new season. And so straight away, especially with the Wheel of Fortune here, I do see that this connection, and the 10 of Wands, of course, that this connection definitely has a great chance of it having a new beginning. You see here, the snake has the sign of Mercury, and it's Mercury in Libra. And so with the snake, communicating with this person, the communication in your pile is really key. You have the snake twice. And so it could be a tricky situation where communication between the two of you is not easy. And perhaps that's why you have the Tower here. You see with the Tower, someone communicating on the phone with anger. And so the key here in this connection is the way the communication is being performed. And so once you find balance, and I'm going to look closely into your cards and try to extract the meaning here. But overall, at first glance, we see that speaking to each other in a harmonious way will really be the key element to bringing happiness and peace in this connection. With the Wheel of Fortune, I'm seeing communication. Don't communicate outside the target, meaning don't be communicating and discussing things that don't serve the main aim. Try to find the things that really hurt, and these are the things that you want to be solving, really, or discussing. Don't veer off course is the advice that I'm seeing. Take a look at the things that really matter, that really hit hard. And these will be the key things that will help bring balance to this connection. Sometimes during communication, one can go from one thing or to the other, and then before we know it, the communication is lost. And so the advice is to never veer off course and to pick your battles during the communication. And of course, battles is just and it's not, it doesn't mean that you should battle together, but you know what I mean. And so always take the time, always wait to see what to contribute to and when to wait and let things go, so that the main argument that would really end this with the Ten of Wands and this heaviness in your hearts are healed. Because once this is healed, everything else unravels and it becomes softer and nicer. I see here in your connection, pile number 1, as this beautiful figure is laying on the chaise longue here, that you may want to speak to each other with care and listen with attent, both of you, both of the people involved in this connection. The way a psychiatrist or a personal development person would attentively listen to their client to make sure that they understand everything well and be able to help out in the situation. I see with this flying creature here to look at things always from a bigger perspective and to not get lost in the details. As one listens to the other, look at the big picture. Look at the other person and not just at yourself. And so here, placing this in this scene would really make me understand to put yourself in the other person's shoe, to see it from their perspective, to get into their scene, their life, the way they're explaining it, so that renewal can actually happen. In this card, we see this girl trying to reach out for a mirror that has been left under the chaise longue. So another thing that needs to happen is for both sides to listen to the other person well, and to finally not be afraid of reaching out for the mirror and taking a peek at what else one can be contributing to the situation, and not only constantly accusing the other one of being the cause of the harm or the sadness. Because even if one party has more harm contributing than the other still needs to also look at the mirror. So both sides need to be looking at the mirror, looking at themselves, considering what they're doing, and listening well to the other person. There is hope. Some friends or couples or parent son-daughter relationship are not capable of doing that. But it seems like in your connection, pile number 1, you are capable of doing that, which is what we've noticed from the cherries from the very beginning. There is energy of revival and renewal in your connection, especially with the 10 of Wands. It's like the end of hardships for you. This can end. And both of you seem to be balanced, empathetic people. You will be able to feel for each other and to really listen. But sometimes you get lost in details that don't really matter to the core argument, is what I'm seeing here in your pile number 1. The advice that I'm seeing here is to endure that time of understanding each other and communicating until you fix things, because it will reap a lot of benefits. You do see here with the 10 of Wands, a woodsman slowly making their way back home as they're carrying all these logs that they found in the forest. And they're walking with it. It's hurting their arms, but they're making sure that they do carry on because it's all going to be worth it when they arrive home with all of the woods that they found. And so it's the same here. Enduring it a little bit. Discussing tough things is not easy. Taking a look at oneself in the mirror is not easy. Putting oneself sometimes in another person's shoe when we feel like we've been harmed is not easy. But you can do it because your reading has the energy of revival written all over it. It's fated. This connection is fated to go very well. It just needs a decision from both sides to decide to have a healthier connection, to decide to be empathetic towards the other and to actually listen and to communicate calmly. With the King of Swords, communication should be clear, honest, and effective. Rather than being sporadic, angry, and unclear. Lack of clarity and moving around, trying to make different points at the same time, not reaching any certain conclusions, will make things erupt, especially when one person or both sides feel that the other is only looking out for themselves, perhaps, and not looking out for the other. With the 2 of Wands, the real way to do this is to decide for each side to decide that they will honestly be taking a look very well at the other person's side as well as their sides, the swords and the wands, to take care of themselves, to speak clearly, to speak about the things that matter first, and at the same time bear listening to the other person even when it's tough. Pile number 1. And you see here with the 10 of Wands, the moon shining so bright in the background, enduring something, knowing that there is so much hope at the back of one's mind, knowing that something beautiful can be created out of this. So this is not just to end these obstacles, but working on that will shift the fate of this connection and will really make it very beautiful. I see that this connection is fated to be very dear, very beautiful. If this is a romantic relationship, we do see Adam and Eve here representing true love, true harbor. And if it's not a romantic connection, you do see dearness as well. It's a connection that's meant to stand the test of time, is the expression I'm looking for. And it's fated to be wonderful. The only obstacle here is how communication is done. And it's no surprise that you picked the Queen archetype, because the Queen archetype is the Empress. And so the Empress, the Mother Queen. And so in the light aspect, it's all about the embodiment of grace. But in the shadow aspect, it's all about self-righteousness and being demanding. And this is what I clearly see in your reading that needs healing. Changing skin, or changing the way communication is being presented, is really the key element here in your connection. The way communication is being done. Most importantly, for both of you to put both perspectives into consideration, to balance both sides out. And most importantly as well, to endure the discomfort and sometimes the pain of listening to the other side in the process of bringing things together and healing what's most important. Pile number one. And pile number one, I wish you all the best with this lovely connection that has so much hope for revival and for a wonderful connection that will stand the test of time. So all the best of luck with that. And so this was your reading. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. You might be interested in it because it's small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate on reading it. But it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. And so if you're interested in that, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. And pile number one, it was such a pleasure. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. So you have chosen the yellow Aventurine as well as the ocean. So let's take a look at your cards and see exactly what obstacles are there in your connection. How can you remove it so that you can experience happiness and peace in this special connection? So you have this oracle card. This is how it looks like. Okay. There, I believe some healing may need to happen in this connection. Tender love and care, perhaps. Let's see. Okay, so you have Venus and Pisces with submission. I see someone submitting here as well. Let's see. Don't want to jump into conclusions. Let's take a look at the rest of your cards. So pile number two, you have, ooh, lovely. You have the 10 of Cups. How sweet. Okay, you have, what are you doing here, pile number two? You have the 10 of Pentacles. Speaking of happiness, my goodness. You have the Moon. You have the King of Swords. And you have the Two of Swords. How interesting. What is going on here? Intriguing pile indeed. So obviously with your pile number two, there is a lot of love between the two of you in this connection. seeing the 10 of Cups in conjunction to the 10 of Pentacles from two different decks right next to each other. What are the odds here? In fact, with the Ocean, you kind of see that your emotions run really deep. You even have the Moon here merging themselves in water. So the both of you really, really love each other, admire each other very much. But I do see with the Two of Swords, there is head-to-head constantly happening. And this head-to-head is maybe due to you, because usually with the Two of Swords, it's depicted in the Rider-Waite-Smith with the eyes being blindfolded, which shows that there is a lot of mystery to the both of you. You have the Moon and the Ocean here. It's really showing me that there's so much mystery surrounding you. Seeing the King of Swords suggests that there is some serious discussions that need to happen. Serious communication. This is the second pile that has the King of Swords. Love in itself is wonderful between the two of you. But is it enough? It's not what I'm seeing in your reading. In fact, I'm seeing here a little bit of tough love. Sometimes we need to do things that hurt us even more than it hurts the other person. You know, the saying, it hurts me more than it hurts you. It's sometimes very true. And sometimes the both of you could be in a situation where you feel stuck, but you don't want to leave either. And so sometimes you need to submit to the idea that some tough love here needs to happen. And submit to the idea that there needs to be tough communication as well. So what's the tough love that needs to happen here? Is it taking a pause and a break and setting a boundary to what's happening? Does it also include listening to each other properly and speaking, most importantly, with honesty? With the Moon, there's a lot of mystery in your connection. Perhaps, maybe this is a new connection. That could be one case where both of you haven't really gotten to know each other well, and the tough talk didn't come out yet, but it's causing some confusion. It's causing perhaps the two of you to step boundaries because you haven't spoken honestly. That could be one case. Another case could be you are already together. There's so much between the both of you, but there are some certain topics that you haven't explored well, that turns into arguments. Perhaps these are shadowy aspects, the aspects that hurt the most. Maybe due to someone feeling hurt because of criticism, someone feeling hurt when certain topics are risen. And so the advice that I'm seeing is that there needs to be a pause, a stop. Tough love needs to happen where both of you listen to each other. And once and for all, speak to each other in an organized way. Do you see? To plan, when this happens, then I feel this way and you feel this way. And the only way to really pass through this time is to set a couple of rules that we both agree on, so that I don't hurt you and you don't hurt me. But otherwise, if we don't do that, it will affect and hurt a connection that is so beautiful and wonderful this way. Some sort of deep talk, deep conversation needs to happen. And it's not just a heart-to-heart sort of conversation. It's one that will open up your eyes, both of you, to what's really going on. Honesty needs to be part of this equation. Tough love needs to be part of this equation. Tough love could be taking a break in order for both of you to put things into perspective and then speak about how this is becoming critical. And also setting ground rules and planning, assessing the situation and creating plans, taking notes and creating plans of what to do the next time. Is key in communication between the two of you. There needs to be exploration and honesty so that both of you get to know each other and get to know things that you're not really discussing with each other. Pile number 2. And in fact, you have the yellow Aventurine, which is all about confidence and power and self-confidence. Self-confidence, power, energy. Facing what you're afraid of. And so this is the time to open up and speak your truth beautifully and gently, as the 10 of Cups here suggests, with love. But to avoid this merry-go-round, to veer off course from the regular way of doing things, and to have a real talk. If one person doesn't want to listen, then there's tough love. Maybe a break needs to happen to set boundaries so that the next time you talk, you are much calmer. You understand, both sides understand that this is serious. And to speak with the Pisces, to speak to each other really with empathy, is the advice that I'm seeing. I see the moon here eclipsing the sun. There's a lot of mystery in your reading, and this is why setting rules could be key, especially in the beginning, until you open up little by little towards each other. Here you're invited to start opening up and to speak, but it's not always easy. If this is your case, at least set ground rules for respect and for dealing with each other until you slowly but surely open up to each other when you can. Pile number 2. But know that opening up is the key, is the key to the door that's locking the hallway to the other side of your connection. Pile number 2. I'm seeing tough love with separation, or tough love with a break. Because even here with the 10 of Cups, this beautiful 10 of Cups, you do see someone coming from war, their worship here and their home there. And the moment they came home to their family, there is so much happiness. In fact, you see the moon swollen with happiness here. It's a moment that this warrior has been looking for. You do see that they've perhaps even lost a leg, but they have kept going on and persevering because they were waiting to reunite with their wonderful family. So there's so much love that I'm seeing energetically. And this is why I feel like sometimes tough love is not there to punish at all. It's just sometimes you have to make sure you're setting boundaries properly, because you don't want to turn wonderful love like that into something that later on down the line turns into something toxic. You want to take a pause perhaps, or you want to set rules that makes everything clear. And so I'm seeing a little break to put things into perspective, even if it's decided, nothing of a punishment, but to sit down and to speak seriously about the way you communicate or the way you do things together when things aren't clear, how to do things better, why this and that hurts you and why this and that hurts them, and how to go about it in a more merciful way for the both of you. And most importantly, in this connection, little by little, you may perhaps need or consider opening up to each other. I think this will build trust and free the tying down that both of you feel in this connection, the weighing down. You're not able to fully roar and fly in terms of trusting each other because you don't know a lot. There's missing information. And so the more you are honest and clear and open up and join the team where you are together against the problem and not against each other, you will see that this connection will flourish more than most connections, may I say, around the world. It's a beautiful, dear connection that you have, and I hope both of you harbor each other and make each other forever happy. Pile number 2. It just needs a couple of adjustments here for the two of you. Always know that no one is perfect, and this is symbolized here with the leg. We shouldn't be ashamed of sharing a part of ourselves with each other. That both of you accept each other and be kind to the shortcomings that the other has, as long as it's not harming the connection. And to slowly but surely show empathy towards each other and to open up. This way you will go from 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles to something ethereal that you can only experience once in every blue moon or in a lifetime, if we're lucky. Pile number 2. So with this catching my eye, the plaster here, I feel like this will really mend and heal. And healing is what we saw from the very beginning. It will really heal this beautiful connection that is waiting to burst happiness. So all the best of luck with that, pile number 2. I wish you nothing but happiness in this dear, lovely connection. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell, and please don't forget to check out my productivity book. It's small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate on reading it, but it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. And if you're interested in that, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. And pile number 2, it was a pleasure doing this reading for you, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. So you have chosen the Dalmatian Jasper as well as the Destroyer. Interesting. Let's take a look at the rest of your cards and see how to remove the obstacles in your relationship or this connection that is ruining your happiness and peace. Let's take a look at it together. So this is the Oracle card that you have. This is how it looks like. As well as this one. You have Saturn in Scorpio with inheritance. Okay. You have the Chariot, the 10 of Pentacles. Oh, surprise, surprise. Lovely. Love that. You also have the 3 of Cups. You have the 6 of Pentacles. You have the World. Wow. Wow, pile number 3. Who would have thought, huh? All right. With all these beautiful cards, it's kind of like the main card is misleading. I thought the reading was going to go one way and it's going another. Now I'm kind of understanding what's going on here. And you also have the 2 of Cups, as if this wasn't enough. Look, this connection is wonderful. You have the 10 of Cups, you have the Chariot, you even have this card here that shows sharing and giving. You have inheritance. What's going on with 3 of Cups is collaboration and working together happily. 6 of Pentacles shows give and take. You have the World, you have the 2 of Cups. I almost want to ask you, what are you doing here? And what is going on? So with a connection so sweet like that, I feel like there's more than meets the eye. Yes, this connection is absolutely fantabulous, but there's one thing that is absolutely destroying it. With the inheritance, this could be something that... This could be many things, but one of them could be perhaps other people involved in this connection that shouldn't be involved. Maybe other family members involved, maybe friends involved. So that could be one thing. I feel like I need to push them down because I feel like you need to see your cards better. Yeah. So what's going on here, my dear pile number 3? That's why I'm saying there is more than meets the eye, because this pile keeps surprising me. It's going from destructive to really good, and now I'm wondering what's destructing it. There's more here. That there are layers that needs to be explored in this connection. Some sort of maze is happening here, although the connection itself is beautiful. Pile number 3. Another thing with the inheritance, both of you could be coming from 2 different backgrounds, and there needs to be understanding and coming together of maybe 2 different cultures or 2 different types of lives, or 2 different countries, 2 different cultures, types of thinking. And it's very clear here as well in your 2 of Cups, where 2 unlikely people in general, they come together. You see a skeleton here wearing their red military jacket, showing their aggressive passion, and then another figure here that looks like a beautiful woman with this beautiful complexion, showing the night and the mysteries and the softness. and you see the color shifts in her in her body, showing that this person is full of how do you say it, full of different parts to her, different aspects, is full of there are so many layers and colors to her or to them, which makes this person really attached to this intriguing person. So there's a lot of passion, there is a lot of difference, perhaps two people coming from, like, one is creative, one is military, one is passionate, one is calm, or two different cultures. And so that's what I'm seeing, two people coming together, and as much as magnetic that is, and it's exciting to have all of these different experiences and cultures coming together. It's almost feeling like family to the two of you. There's a strong bond. Yeah, I keep seeing magnetic. You feel like you have the world together in this connection, whether it's romantic or platonic. As strong as it is, as destructive as it could be. Because with the Dalmatian Jasper, it's all about joy, taking risk, feeling youthful and joyous. And so that's one energy, but another energy of destruction, because of the intensity, coming in at full speed without taking the time to settle the differences, to settle the two different worlds. Two different worlds coming together as one. And so to be able to bring things into balance, because at the moment it seems like it's going fast, there's so much giving, so much love, so much attraction with all these lollipops. It feels so sweet. Things are moving very fast in this connection. There's celebration, there's having fun, there's enjoying the beautiful things in life, feeling home together, but you have to stop and take things into your own hands with the Six of Pentacles here. There has to be some sort of, not pause in the connection. That's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing some sort of, in order to bring balance in this connection, you have to make control of the different things that are running off from you. For example, one person is used to doing things and they see it as normal. The other person is used to doing another thing and they see it as normal. And continuing to do that without looking at the other person's culture or point of view can make things out of hand. Let things go out of hand. And you don't want to affect such a beautiful connection like that is going organically fast and beautiful. You want to make sure that amidst all this beautiful energy, this fascination, and this euphoria, that things are still under control and that they don't run out of control, because the more you do things and you let it go, the more it's going to become the norm, and that will really harm the both of you later on, especially where you're not yet meeting on a specific page together. And so two worlds need to come into one. And while you enjoy this beautiful connection together, make sure that you take the time to bring things into balance with each other, to understand where both of you are coming from and how you see the different views of life, and how you see life through your own eyes and see the world through your eyes, and how can you bring two worlds together as one, united as one. And the more you do this exercise, pile number 3, the more you will realize that this connection is working beautifully. It seems like you're meant to spend your lives together, to spend this connection together forever. Again, whether it's friendship or a romantic connection. But if you don't exercise that, it seems like you will, at some point, keep yourself stuck with a circle here. Again, you're being encircled, and it may be, and it may turn into a maze later on, trying to get out of it. And so the best thing to do is to handle things as they go. And the concern here might be that you don't want to, with the Saturn energy here and the Scorpio energy, you don't want to ruin the mystery amidst all the talking, the serious talk. You don't want it to turn bitter with Saturn, because Saturn is a planet that comes and teaches us something. But here's the thing, you're going to learn it anyway with Saturn. Whether you choose to deal with it now so that you avoid the big lessons and the destruction later, because that's what Saturn does. It comes and destructs things so that they're rebuilt well. So here in your reading, you're learning about it from the beginning, when things are still fired up, when there are butterflies, when it's still in the beginning and fun. Choose to be discerning now amidst the fun, and to take pauses and to talk and discuss things kindly and in a fun way, or in a lovely way is exactly what I want to say, in a lovely way, but still firm, so that you avoid the big lesson later, or let it go the way it is, have fun now, but then you'll have to face the consequences later on. Pile number 3. And the choice here is all yours, and how you want to proceed in this. But what I can tell you is that this is a relationship or a connection that will feel really homey as you go down the line. It's a connection that you can keep forever. A connection that will feel like a strong bond forever, as long as you heed the call of making sure that you balance it out from the very beginning, that you don't leave things out of control. And by out of control, I mean letting things go when you know they're hurting you, or letting things go when you know it could be affecting the other person. Because as time goes by, the build-up will grow. And the more the build-up grows, the less forgiving it is to talk about it. Because with build-up, there is sulking, even if one doesn't want to do that. There is new beliefs formed, whereas in the beginning, they're soft enough to shape and to discuss and to build. Later on, they become crystallized and very hard to break out of. And that's why you have a castle here with hard walls, hard to break into. And the only way to break into is to destroy it. So that is one lesson that you don't want to go through. And so to avoid the little pains, the little unhappiness, or the peace, disruption of peace, is to discuss it as you go along, so that both worlds can come together as one whole beautiful world that is so much fun and so homey to experience. Pile number 3. And so being strategic is the most important thing, to discuss things strategically. Strategy will really make things work. To be discerning about what to say, how to say it, when to say it, and how to discuss it in a loving way. You see here the 2 of Cups. They're standing on a checkered floor, just like chess. And you see this figure here approaching this wonderful figure, calculating, creating strategy, calculating their steps to carefully checkmate this person, and making well-planned moves so that this person gains the other person's heart. So I see that you can say the same things, but find the right time to say it, find the right way to say it. Do it in a loving, lovely way, playful way, fun way. Just make sure that you strategize this sensitive topics and to tackle it slowly but surely in a loving way where it brings you together and not the other way around. Pile number 3. So pile number 3, that is what I see in your reading, and I wish you all the best of luck in this beautiful, fun, wonderful connection. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell, and please don't forget to check out my productivity book. It's small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate on reading it, but it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. And so if you're interested in that, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. And pile number 3, it was such a pleasure, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.